Flosstube. I hope that this has been a great 2026 for you so far. My name is Danielle and this is my channel Lovins Stitchin. So thank you so much for stopping by. Today is Wednesday, January 7th, 2026, and this is Flosstube number 54. So first I just want to say again, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. This is an exciting time of year. There's finish parades, there's whip parades, there's new starts, blessing samplers. So I hope that you're getting to kind of check out all of the floss tubes that are out there that are sharing all of those things. Today, this is going to be my 2025 finish parade. So I'm really excited to kind of review all of the finishes that I completed over 2025. I do have some statistics on that. And then I've got most of them here with me. There are a few pictures that I'll insert. A lot of the ornaments were counted in my count of finishes, and I just shared those on my annual ornament finishing parade. But I will just kind of review everything so it's all here in one place. To start with, I've got my computer, so I've got as much details about everything as I can. I'm really bad about remembering fabric, but I did go down and hunt down, I think, all, if not most if not all of the fabric. But so for 2025, here are my statistics. I had 39 finishes. That included 10 that were works in progress that I carried over from 2024 and previously. 29 of the finishes were new start finishes. I had 39 total new starts. So I finished 29 of them and I carried over 10. So I actually feel like that's not half bad. A couple of them were larger pieces, but then there are some smaller ones that I definitely need to get finished this year. So my ending WIP count, I think, is around 52 or 53, which is a lot. So I've realized that even though I finished the 10 WIPs, I still had 10 more that I carried over, or maybe 9. I think I had 9 that I carried over, somewhere 9 or 10. So like it evened out. So I think my WIP count didn't budge last year, which is unfortunate. So I do want to try to make an effort to budge that WIP count and finish some other things. But all that to say, there's a lot of WIPs. I'm probably not going to do a WIP parade this year because I feel like a lot of my WIPs are ones that were last year, and I did touch a lot of things, but I didn't touch everything, and I didn't make a huge amount of progress unless it was a finish. So I don't want to kind of run through all of those again this year. But what I am probably going to do is, as we go along seasonally, pull out some of my seasonal WIPs that I want to work on and share those along the way. So that will probably start in my next video when I get back to my normal Flosstube routine. But for now, this is going to be a finish parade. So let's jump in. So my first finish of 2025 happened in February, so February 11th, and that was Love Lives Here by Cottage Needleworks. I did bring a board, but it's very small. I don't have a big board, so sorry about that. And this is stitched on 28 count coffee tea dyed monico, and I think I used the called for colors for this. This was a WIP that I carried over into 2025 and I finished it. Clearly not fully finished yet. That is another goal for this year, is to fully finish a few more things. I didn't also keep track of my fully finishes, like how many things that I fully finished over the past year. So that's something else I want to track better this year. Because I know I had a lot of framed finishes and some pillow finishes and things like that, but I don't know how many. So I do want to keep track of that a little bit better this year. So my second finish was We Santa 2021 by Heart and Hand. That was finished on February 15th, and I stitched it on 32 count Harvest Wheat by Color and Cotton. So I'm going to insert a picture here of that one. That was an ornament for my 6-year-old that she picked out. My third finish was Little Red Schoolhouse Mini Sampler by Punkin Quilting. I stitched 3 of those. They were finished in February to March. And I stitched them on 28 count light khaki by To Die For Fabrics. I'm also going to insert a picture here of those. They were my teacher gifts for last year. So I started early on those, which I am going to start thinking about teacher gifts soon. And my son wants to stitch a teacher gift for his teacher as well. So we're going to maybe this weekend pick out some patterns for him to stitch and for me to stitch as well. All right, the next one I do have here, it is Winter ABCs by Little House Needleworks. It was finished on February 23rd. and it was stitched on 28 count blue. It's a Khaki tea-dyed monico that I had in my stash. This is not gonna do a whole lot of justice, but this was another WIP that I had carried on into 2025, and I finished it. So I do have, that's the whole thing. It fits better that way. I do have the finishing piece for this, and I have everything downstairs, and I'm hoping to get it fully finished soon. I would like to have this one up. I realized when I was taking down my Christmas decor, which, are you a person who takes down Christmas early, or do you take it down like in January? For me, I took it down, like started the day after, maybe 2 days after Christmas. We went shopping the day after Christmas, but because of work and everything like that, it just was better to go ahead and get it down that weekend, because it does take a lot. We actually took our Christmas village down this year, which had been up for a full year on the top of the built-ins. And we just left it up because the longer we waited, the more we were like, we're gonna have to set this up again soon, so just leave it. But my husband has a little bit of work to finish on it, and so he's like, we need to take it down. So we did finally take it down. But it takes several days to get it all down. All that to say, I realized that when I was going through and redecorating for winter, I don't have as much winter decor, which my husband's okay with because he doesn't like the cold and snow, so he's kind of like, let's welcome in the warmth and not have as much. But I would prefer to have a little bit more winter decor up, to where it doesn't look so blank after Christmas, because with the amount of Christmas that is in here, it just looks completely bare once you take the Christmas down. All right, so my next one is a penguin ornament. This was also finished in February. I don't have the date written down, but it's on a 25 count vintage country mocha. That is the little finish. It's going to be an ornament. It was an ornament that I was supposed to finish last year. I started it there, but then I think I didn't have enough room, so I had to restitch it. But I haven't fully finished it yet. It'll be fast. I think I just forgot about it when I was doing my Christmas finishes. So I need to get back to that. The next one is April Vintage Truck by Arndt. This was finished on April 13th. It is stitched on 25 count white even weave. I do have my January through March downstairs ready to finish. I've got the finishing piece. I just need to actually do it. So hopefully I will get those done and you'll see those in their finishing piece soon. And then I haven't stitched May through December, but seriously, these would be fast. If I would just, get on the ball. I need more time to stitch. My next one is All Is Calm by Plumstreet Samplers. This was another WIP that I carried over, and this one was as well. And it's going to be a picture because it was an ornament. It was stitched on 36 count fiber on a whim, and I forgot to look that one up. It's a blue fabric, and it's on 1-2-3 stitch is where I got it from, so I will have to find that. The next one is Family by Stitching with the Housewives. I finished this on April 27th. It's on 28 count black monico. Let's try that. Is that better? This was another WIP that I had that I finished. So I was super happy to have that one. I've got the finishing piece ready to go. Another one. Just need to get down there. I'm thinking Wednesdays are going to be a good finishing day. So maybe every other Wednesday I can, or maybe one Wednesday a month I can get some things finished during nap time. Although the toddler is boycotting nap time right now. She's in there quietly, but I could not get her to sleep. She's probably playing. My next one is My Home Sweet Home by Sweet Wings Studio. This was finished on May 8th. I did fully finish this one. And it was stitched on a 28 count. I want to say it is platinum maybe from Color and Cotton. So this is my finish. I'm thinking of doing a patriotic display. I haven't gotten all my Christmas down. I still have my nativity section, which is on a shelf. That it's on a coat hanger shelf and a nice little area. And so I'm thinking I'm going to make that a second. I've got another patriotic display that stays up all year, but a second one that stays up for the 250th birthday of America this year. But this one I absolutely loved. This was another WIP that I carried over from 2024. And this is the finish on the back. So the fabric was from Primrose Cottage. And then I got a felt star cutout that I die cut for the star. And I cut it out and just stitched it onto the back essentially to cover up the hole. All right. The next one was American House by Erin Elizabeth. This was finished on May 15th, stitched on 32 count overcast by Color and Cotton. And I do have the finishing piece ready for this one as well. If I could get it done, it could go in my year-long patriotic display. That'd be great. Except for when bees come out, because the piece that's on there right now is interchangeable and there's bees in it. But I'm hoping she does more of these houses. I know she's got a strawberry house, which is fine. But I really want more, like a Christmas, a winter. This one goes out in summer and maybe a fall. I don't think she's got any of those. So I'm really hoping she does some more of these because I love them. And I do have one of the companion pieces you'll see here in just a second that I also finished. The next one is Daisy Flag by Bent Creek. I finished this May 29th. It is stitched on 32 count vintage country mocha linen. I also have plans for all of my turtle stitches, so I need to get them all finished because I have not fully finished any of my turtle pieces yet. And I still have one whip that I want to finish. That's a turtle. Two of them actually, but one of them is closer to a finish. The next one is 1776 by Crafty Blue Bonnet Designs. This was finished on June 7th and it's stitched on 36 count doubloon. And I did stitch all three of these. They just need to be made into cute little pillows. And I do remember changing the colors. It's a color and cotton conversion that I use. And I think it's the one that is in, it's in one of the America pieces by Plumstreet. Oh goodness. I have it hanging on the wall and I can see it right now and I don't know, I can't remember what it's called. It's one of my favorite pieces until the next one comes out. That has not been released yet. The 250 birthday America, 250 America, I don't know, by Plumstreet. That was the retreat piece. I am checking every day, hoping that it comes out soon because I want to stitch it. But the other one's my favorite too. So this is, I did stitch the other ones, which they are coming up. The next one is Let Freedom Ring by Erin Elizabeth. This was stitched on June 8th, finished on June 8th, stitched on 32 count overcast by Color and Cotton as well. So it is the companion piece, and I still have the third piece as a whip that I will hopefully get done soon. And then I can get all of these finished. Now the next one is the America by Crafty Blue Bonnet, also finished on June 8th. So I did a couple of small finishes on June 8th. And again, stitched on 36 count doubloon. Love, love, love. My next one is 50 Years to Celebrate by Hands on Design. This is gonna be a picture. I stitched it or finished it on June 10th, and it was stitched on a 32 count color and cotton that I can't remember. So that's one I couldn't remember. But this was stitched for my parents' 50th anniversary. So I will share that picture here. All right, so the next one is my Seasons of the Heart Summer by Wood Thy Needle and Thread. This was a whip that I carried over from the year before, and it is stitched on 40 count light mocha, the one and only 40 count that I've ever finished. I do think I might keep the excess fabric from here. I don't think I have any other 40 count fabric in my stash, and stitch something on it. So maybe I will try again 40 count. 36 seems to be my happy place, and I do really enjoy 32 and 28 as well. But I might, you know, shake it up a little bit and try to give some 40 count another chance. But I do need to finish this one into a pillow as well. I think that's what it's going to be finished as. All right, and then we've got the final one with the Crafty Blue Bonnet. This was finished on June 11th. Again, 36 count doubloon. And this is Liberty. So there are 3 of them. And the next one is, Log Cabin Bunnies by Little House Needleworks, another whip that I carried over. Finished on July 20th and stitched on 36 count Wren by Picture This Plus. And I only have 2 in this series finished. So I would really love to get some more done maybe this year on this series. Next, I've got Christmas Word Tree by Primrose Cottage Stitches, finished on July 24th, stitched on 32 count Harvest Wheat by Color and Cotton, and that is a photo that I'm inserting because I don't have it with me. If I can find the picture. I think that was one I'm not sure if I have the picture, so if I don't have it, I will try to find it before I put this video together. All right, so next up is another picture, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put all three of them in this picture. So I finished Gingerbread White Christmas by Primrose Cottage on August 19th. And all of these are stitched on 28 count in the Cloud to Die For fabrics. I finished the Snowman on August 31st. And then I finished Santa's Mail on October 4th. So these were the three ornaments that I stitched for my son. The next one is Nativity Spool by Crafty Blue Bonnet. Also a photo. It was an ornament. It was finished on August 28th, stitched on 28 count mushroom Lugana. And then we have the Family Sampler, which is like my big finish of the year that I'm super happy with. This was a new start, new year, new start. And I finished it September 13th. It's stitched on 36 count Buttermilk by Fiber on a Whim. And I really wish I had a good something to put behind this. Let's try this. See if that helps at all. So that is my lovely Family Sampler. I do have frames for this piece and 3 others. And so they are on the way. They have been shipped. So hopefully I'll have this as an FFO very soon. I have big plans for where it's going in my house. All right, so after that, I finished Rejoice by Plumstreet Samplers on September 24th. Stitched on 36 count Buttermilk by Color and Cotton. So the last one was Buttermilk by Fiber on a Whim, and this one is Buttermilk by Color and Cotton. So it is a lighter fabric. And I think this was a new start this year because I think it was a market release, if I remember correctly. So this one is going to be getting framed as well. After that, I finished the nativity ornaments for my teachers' gifts. They were by Heart and Hand, the Nativity Tiny Town, a snippet of those. I did 7 of them. I finished all of them by November 9th, I believe. So I've got a picture here that I'll insert. I don't have the fabric, but it was a 32 count. I do know that much by Color and Cotton. Next is another picture. It is Dash Away by Lizzie Kate. It was stitched on 28 count Crystal Twilight Lugana. And that was an ornament for my little daughter. Another finish is Very Merry by Just Cross Stitch magazine, or in that magazine. And it was finished on November 24th, stitched on 28 count to Die For fabrics light turquoise. And then that one was a gift for a friend. So it's an ornament that is already in the hands of its recipient. And my last 2 are pretty decent sizes, I would say. So the first one is Peace and Goodwill by Brenda Gervais, and this was finished on November 24th, and I stitched it on 36 count Dove by Color and Cotton. And here is the finish. This is the other one, or the third one that I have a frame that is coming for it, so you'll probably see it again soon once I get the frame here and get the gumption to lace all of these and frame all of them soon. And finally, my final finish, number 39 of 2025, which we actually got through these pretty quick, is Warm Winter Wishes by Pansy Patch Stitchery, Pansy Patch Stitchery. And it was finished on December 30th, so right in the nick of the time. And it is on 36 count Drizzle by Color and Cotton. So I have not shared this finish yet, but I am super, super excited. I did share it on my Instagram though. So I'm very happy to have this one done. I've got the frame for it on the way. I figured if I can get this one up, this is one that can go up for winter as well, since it's Warm Winter Wishes. So I'm really excited to get it up on the, probably in my hutch, maybe? I'm not sure. Well, it depends on how big the frame is and if it'll fit in there. If not, it'll go on a wall somewhere probably. But this was my final finish of 2025. I don't feel like I showed this one though. Did I say I was going to do this one as a picture? That's my bad. We'll come back and we'll show this one. This was All Is Calm by Hands On Design. So I did mention it somewhere in there. I don't know where it is, and I forgot to show the finish. But I did grab this one because it did not get tucked away into the boxes. It just is sitting on a shelf in my craft room. So I do have that finish to show. Okay, that is all of the finishes. So this was fun. I totally encourage you, if you don't keep track of your finishes throughout the year, to write them down somewhere, because I think sometimes it's so easy for me to be like, I haven't accomplished a whole lot over the year, or I didn't get as much stitchy time as I wanted to, which I'm sure is true for all of us. You know, I think that I would want to stitch a lot more if I could. But life and everything, and sometimes you just don't feel like it. You go through slumps or anything like that. But when you really lay out all of the things that you finished and accomplished, or even just worked on, and going back through those WIPs, it can really be encouraging, I think, to keep on going, because every little stitch does count. Even if I've only got 10 minutes in the morning before the kids wake up, I will try to get in a couple stitches, or in the car while my husband is driving, or 10 minutes waiting for someone to come to a Zoom meeting. Whatever it is, you know, every little bit, every stitch counts, and it is closer to having that finish. And when you can see everything in front of you, it's pretty encouraging to see what you're able to accomplish. So I definitely encourage you to do that. I hope you've had fun. This has been fun for me to just run through all of my finishes, and I can't wait to see what 2026 brings. I hope everyone is having a great start to 2026. I hope to see you here very soon for my first regular Flosstube of the year. So have a great week.